they will need to learn heal before heal more. And here we go. The king has started telling our runners what to do, giving them their instructions, and then we'll go from here. Now, I am Sneaky the Lost. Also here with me in the commentators booth is going to be
That would be me, the Wicked Viking. Hello, everybody, and thank you for that lovely introduction. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful time and ready for a good, exciting race.
All right, and our runners have gotten out into the overworld trying to see what we've got. Now, keep in mind, this is a randomizer, so the terrain may look a little bit different than you're familiar with if you used to play it back in the day. Where the cities are, where the dungeons are, all going to be randomized, as well as the abilities that some of the enemies have. Now, Furon Burgundy just taking out a Magidrake, 12 experience will take him to level 2, 2 more power, 3 speed, 3 hit points, 6 magic, and the spell of Outside. Way to take an early lead there, but of course, this is a randomizer. Anything is possible still.
Got our first cave over here on Brax's side. Looks like with just a down and the left movement, we might have Swamp North, but we've got an Armored Knight in the way, so not going to get to do any sort of...
Yeah, unfortunately, the Armored Knight, or the AK-47, is referred to him sometimes in the community due to how hard he hits. One of the toughest enemies in the game. Definitely not something they want to run into right now. Furon running into a Drake was unable to run away and also gets sent back home.
So now you were making mention before the race got started. This run, with it being a randomizer and with it having these particular flags that must be met, this can either be a go fast, or this can be a slog and trudge through the mud to try to figure out. I'm interested to see which way it goes either way. I hope you guys are too. If I remember correctly, looking at Furon's screen, Furon went into the same cave that Braxis went into, and I did see upward movement where I didn't see that on Braxis's, so maybe that's not Swamp North. That might be the grave?
Either grave or mountain if he went over first.
It's hard to tell in the dark, but we have a new town over on Braxis's, and it's Rimmeldor, with keys being mandatory. This is a wonderful place to find. Unfortunately, not a lot of money just yet. Taking a peek at the weapon shop, we have, looks like a magic armor and just some other basic low levels. So at least we've got some armor we can pick up a little bit early on.
And as a more low-hanging fruit, there was a hand axe and a broadsword available to boost up their otherwise somewhat lackluster attack power.
And without hurting more, you definitely need to have something to bring the pain. Hurt more with some of the flags that we had before in other tournaments, that was your go-to. Sometimes you'd even get it early and you could do a lot of damage early on, big level boosts. This one, not so much. You're gonna have to rely on swinging that big stick, and it's gonna be fun to watch.
Ooh, Braxis Muse running into a stone man and getting sent back home, and is actually opting to do a reset. He did a safety save before he went out. No, excuse me, that's just a straight up full reset he's doing.
Which gives us a chance to look at what we have in the treasury. We didn't look, I'm sorry, not treasury, the king's room. We didn't look.
So you've got the key that has to be there, a cursed belt, remember they're going to need a bunch of those, and fairy water, which can be used in combat. That's another one we didn't get a chance to mention. Torches and fairy water can be used in combat to do damage. That's actually what Furon used to take out that Magidrake earlier.
Cyberdark going into the grave. So it is the grave. Watching the movement on this screen, it is definitely the grave. So if Cyberdark can get lucky, run away from this AK, we might get to see what's there. But alas, no such.
No response. It is just a corpse.
Thou art dead. I have a feeling we're going to see that quite a few times in this run today. It's been very death-heavy starting this run out for sure. A few of the seeds we've not seen this, but this one has been painful.
Now, Ferran, having gotten all the way to level 4, has the Radiant as well as the Outside spell, but no heal, no hurt, or anything along those lines. But he's got enough strength that he's actually starting to reliably take down some of these lower tier enemies. Brax's Muse with yet another reset.
Cyberdark. Like... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say Brax's Muse apparently saved before doing that reset, so he at least doesn't have to start all the way from the very beginning, but he's been doing a lot of resetting lately. Meanwhile, Lord of the Synth is yours.
You cut out there while you were talking. I don't know what you were saying. I'm sure it was super important, and I'm sorry you're gone. But as you leave, Cyberdark also leaves this world one more time and is sent back to the Lovely King, as with Ferran once again. So exploration's kind of taking a back seat for some leveling on pretty much everybody's screen right now.
Okay, am I back now?
You are alive, yes.
Oh, looks like Metal Scorpions have Stop Spell. Not that it's going to be particularly useful here. Braxis with another reset. I'm actually kind of surprised he's doing all of these resets. I'm not quite sure why. The only real onus to dying is losing half of your gold, and it's not like they have a whole lot of gold to begin with. Interesting strategy, certainly.
Absolutely, yeah. Without having anything really to lose, is it maybe just a half of a second faster to do that rather than take the death animation? If we've not leveled up or anything, it's, I guess, maybe negligible at best. But if we get some levels, we get some gold, and run on over to Rimmeldor and get them keys.
About the only thing that I could think of is maybe using that one fairy water that they picked up in the throne room to take on something worth a substantial amount of experience, like what Ferran has done with that Mantidrake at the very beginning.
Oh, that is a very, very good point, because Braxis Muse did do the exact same thing, in fact, just before Ferran, so I think that could be potentially what's happening, looking for a good enemy to use that fairy water on. Meanwhile, Cyberdark making his way over to the keys. Does he have enough gold? I don't.
Does not look like he has enough gold at this time, but knowledge of where it is, certainly useful. Ron Burgundy taking down a Scorpion, one of the better things to do right now at his level and stats. Trying to just grind up some levels, grind up some cash, see what he can do. I guess the theory here being, when in doubt, grind it out. Unfortunately, Cyberdark ran into a Golem. That is not going to be on the list, but Ferran Burgundy takes down another Mantidrake, another level 13 power, 9 dex, 6 and 7 for HPMP. That's a very hefty level. Now, they are able to probably do some better things, and picked up the Sleep spell as well, which is going to be extraordinarily useful as far as being able to take down some of these bigger enemies. Looks like Cyberdark did get a chance to get into the armory. There is a second belt there, which means there's actually a belt grind instead of a gold grind potentially available there. What do I mean by the gold grind? Well, in you know, remember, this is the SNES, not even the SNES. This is back in the days of the Nintendo Entertainment 8-bit systems. Didn't have a whole lot of memory on that ROM, and so it can only remember the first 8 chests that you've opened reliably as remembering it having been opened. After that, it forgets that you've opened the chest, and you can open it an arbitrary number of times to collect whatever is inside there. Usually the tactic is to do that on a chest with a bunch of gold to be able to buy some higher end stuff like the silver shield worth 14,000 and such, but definitely viable for those cursed belts too in this particular seed. Now Farron Burgundy in Garen's Grave with that radiant spell will be picking up these 3 chests. Is going to be Fairy Water, Fighter's Ring, which he is immediately going to put on, do not blame him, and some gold. Now he actually has a bit of gold. He might be able to... Yeah, I believe that is hand axe money. That would get him enough attack power to start taking down some bigger enemies, especially coupled with that sleep spell. Looks like the Wicked Viking has stepped out for a moment, so I'll just be continuing on as best I can, flying solo until he gets back. Farron Burgundy running into a Wolf Lord, Lord of the Synth now in Garen's Grave, and will be able to pick up that early 3 chests there. Won't be able to get down to the bottom yet, but in the armory is an herb, a cursed belt, as we had mentioned, gold, and magic key. So you get your key back, so that also leaves open the opportunity for what's called a pseudo grind. Basically, stepping out, stepping back in, using the key, getting the key back, and being able to just manually pick one up every time. It's not as fast, but it's certainly a reliable way, especially with the key in there to replace the one you used to get in. Looks like Farron is going to be using that money he found in the chest to be able to pick up some keys. Certainly not a bad strategy. Cyberdart gonna spend 2 of those keys he just picked up to check out this one chest here, and it is a dragon scale. It's worth a couple of defense, so definitely worth getting. Just remember to get rid of it before you try to hand in the princess, or you're not going to be able to get it taken care of. Cyberdark is picking up the hand axe. That is going to be a substantial boost to the attack power there. Unfortunately, Brexus Muse running into a Mandidrake and not doing so well. Meanwhile, I would like to take a moment here to suggest to everyone, if you like this kind of content, definitely follow our runners. These are all some really solid players that have been in the community, so definitely give them a follow. They do other things as well, so check out their channels. And of course, I am Sneaky the Lost. My partner, the Wicked Viking, apparently is having some internet issues and will be back with us shortly. Then we have CD Improv as the restreamer, so that we can all experience this glorious race in progress. And we've got Zarnax and Angel FM on the trackers and doing an excellent job of it. Mad props to them. Could not do these tournaments without the people in the back. And of course, also linked in the chat is going to be a link for the randomizer. If you want to try this out yourself, go ahead and download the randomizer. We've also got a link to our Discord community, which is a really open and welcoming community. Anytime you want to come in, ask us questions, come on in, by all means. Who knows? We might see you in the next tournament. Going back to the race, looks like Cyberdark just ran into another one of those armored knights. Very unfortunate for Burgundy getting into the armory. And I believe we'll be setting up a belt grind. Yes, indeed. He is going to be setting up a belt grind. Will he actually do that? And it looks like he is. He's going to take care of that problem real quick. One of the challenges of this particular seed is you need all of your inventory completely full of cursed belts, other than herbs and keys, which are tracked separately. And if you find the fairy flute, that also won't be taken because it's considered to be a key item. But other than that, you're going to need 7 or 8 belts. And so this is a great way to get that taken care of now so you don't forget about it at the end. Which has happened, unfortunately, a couple of times in the week. Cyberdart getting level 6 here. And that wonderful, wonderful stat gain. Looks like Ferran Burgundy is going to be checking the back door, being blocked by, of course, the game's most heinous enemy in PC pathing. Cyberdark now going into Garen's grave, picking up those early chests. Lord of the Synth, now having found Remildar, will be now picking up some keys as well. Braxis Muse also checking out that backyard, and it looks like that is going to be Swamp South in the back of Tanticle Castle. Which means a simple outside spell takes you directly to Swamp North area, runs into a blue dragon with DL2 breath, and immediately his exploration comes to a sad conclusion. Meanwhile, Lord of the Synth has been exploring, has found himself a metal slime. Can he take it down? No, it decides to run away, but he has found a new city, which is Breckenary. Now, interesting thing about Breckenary, because fairy water does do the same damage as a hurt spell, could potentially be an option. Checking out, obviously, the equipment shop to see what else is available. And, of course, you've got the Motel 6, the 6 gold in there. We'll leave a torch out for you. Cyberdark also getting through Swamp Cave, running into a blue dragon, and getting sent back home similarly. Lord of the Synth in Mountain Cave has found an herb. Braxis Muse going to check out that spike tile real quick. Not a whole lot of chance of actually succeeding, but just knowing what you're going to need to take on is definitely going to be valuable information. I don't blame him for checking. Unfortunately, Lord of the Synth dying before he could continue finishing his search. Meanwhile, Ferran Burgundy going to the bottom of Garen's grave. Braxis Muse finding out that spike tile is in fact an armored knight. Oh boy. Cyberdart going back. I don't know if he's going to be going back to the other side. He may also be checking on what's on that spike tile there. And a Wraith is definitely a low-hanging fruit monster to be able to take out fairly consistently for some decent experience gains as well. Here is a metal slime, throws the fairy water, does 1 point of damage. Yeah, metal slimes are the exception to the rule. It's going to be a coin flip as to whether it does 0 or 1 damage to it. Looks like that last chest in Mountain Cave was gold. No, excuse me, that was the 4th out of 5 chests in Garen's grave, and then he dies. Yeah, this is a pretty bloody and brutal seed, unfortunately. Ferran Burgundy realizing that he's got double checking, making sure he's got all the belts he needs. Definitely a wise decision since he's already got the grind set up. And there's the gold grind for Ferran Burgundy. And remember, there's magic armor in Rimildar right next door. That's at minimum, he's probably going to want that and a broadsword to be able to really increase his offensive and defensive capabilities. Meanwhile, Lord of the Synth is in Garen's grave. We'll be picking up these 3 early chests. Will he decide to go delve deeper? Unfortunately, Braxis Muse, with all of those early resets, is a little bit behind in the experience points. However, keep in mind, even though we're 20 minutes into the seed, anything can still happen. Lord of the Synth finding that armored knight, definitely not exactly what you'd like to see, but better to know about it than to not. And I believe the Wicked Viking has rejoined us. Welcome back.
I have been sitting here commentating for the last 10 minutes, thought that you dropped off. Hi, everyone. Thank you.
So, No, I understand. Technology is great when it works.
Absolutely. I've got a 2-camera setup, or I'm sorry, a 2-PC setup, and one's got the show going and one's got the Discord going, and sometimes I can't look at both.
Yeah, and looks like Lord of the Synth also doing that belt and gold grind as well, just like Ferran Burgundy did earlier. I will almost guarantee that Lord of the Synth will also be going for the broadsword and magic armor. Unfortunately, Ferran Burgundy getting stopped by that most vicious enemy in the game, NPC pathing, is actually having to leave and re-enter town, I think. No, excuse me, has already gotten the shopping done. Never mind. Yeah, and a small shield as well, which isn't bad either. Stone Man, unfortunately, puts a stop to Ferran's run. But with an armored knight guarding the princess, this is definitely gonna need a heal more to be able to do that. And they don't even have the heal spell yet. And in this seed, they have to get heal before they get heal more. So it could be a while before they're able to rescue that princess. Ferran will take down that warlock. Decent experience there. Brax is stocking up on herbs, and will also be picking up some fairy water, it looks like, from that store in Breckenary. Oh, he's actually going to be using that to try and do some exploration. Unfortunately, Goldman interrupting his progress, too powerful to be chased away with fairy water at his stats, and will be sending him immediately back home.
That seems to be quite a theme today.
Ron Burgundy, meanwhile, with the armor that he was able to purchase, has taken on this Wolf Lord. Has taken it down for good 52 experience points. Level 7 was also very generous with its attack power. His stats are starting to look decent, but not decent enough to take on an armored knight, that's for certain. Lord of the Synth actually managing to find a metal slime again. That really helps him start to catch up. He's actually very close to Ferran Burgundy as far as experience goes. First three, Cyberdark, Ferran, and Lord of the Synth all are very, very close in XP totals at this moment. Right now, they're trying more for exploration than grind.
Haven't quite found anything really great to grind on yet, and again, without having, it looks like without having any sort of hurt more, a lot of these guys are just hitting back just as hard as. Cyberdark being taken out by the Magi Wyvern, sent back home, and gonna have to re-go again.
Lord of the Synth heading back down into Mountain Cave. No, avoiding Mountain Cave for now. Finds a Jerkbird, who is blocked. Manages to run away. Meanwhile, Cyberdark is grinding on the wrong chest? No.
Not anymore, but it is good to go now. We'll be picking up enough money to go and pick up that beautiful magic armor over in Rimmelsdor next door. And I didn't see where the flame sword was, because again, having some issues. Where was that one at? Was that in Breckenary?
Yeah, that was in the Breckenary shop. So Cyberdark, and I think that was herbs he was also grinding on, which is also perfectly viable. Save yourself a little bit of gold by just picking up your herbs that way. Picked up enough gold to be able to pick up some better armor. We'll be heading over to Rimmelsdor.
Meanwhile, Braxis gets a visit from a not-so-pleasant blue dragon. Sent back to the home.
Yeah, this is still a very close race. The belts are easy to obtain. They're right there in Tentacle Castle Armory with a key there. So even if you can't set up a grind, you can still go in manually and pick it up. So the belts are not the problem. Right now, the only thing that exploration can give them other than gear, the Erdrick's armor and Erdrick's sword, is going to be a better place to grind. That's really what's going to be the deciding factor in this, I really think, is going to be who can hit the go level first. And with
Ferran finding his grind spot, has been doing quite well. Poltergeist for 47, Wolf Lords for 52. It's not express delivery, but it's definitely not slow.
Yeah, and as was pointed out in chat, Erdrick's sword and armor, while nice, aren't strictly mandatory to take on an armored knight unless he's got something like DL2 breath that we haven't seen yet. Which, since we've only seen one round of combat from him from each of our players so far, he could still have any number of very annoying tactics.
Well, absolutely. With the flame sword and magic armor so close, it's really not too big of a gain to spend the time searching for that. Get your levels up, go in and hope for the best. But we still need to find that heal spell, or else it's going to be an herb fest. In which case, that opens up inventory slots to have to go pick up another curse.
Yeah, and a question was asked in chat, what do those numbers by their name mean? That is their rankings as of the end of week 2. So the week 3 tournament was ranked instead of randomized. So you have, in this particular tournament, ranked 17, 18, 19, and 20.
So Lord of the Synth did take a whack at that Armored Knight. Did a couple bit of damages, but definitely not enough to really be super effective. Without having heal more, it's not a fight you're going to win right away.
And seeing as how you need to get heal before you can get heal more, you're looking at a minimum extra 2 levels, so minimum 10th level before you even have a possibility of getting heal more, and that's if you get heal more next level. So, definitely going to be brutal, and this is definitely going to come down to who gets the more efficient experience grind. It's going to be all about levels at this point.
I would imagine Ferran is probably quite satisfied with his loadout, having a broadsword and magic armor as well. Lord of the Synth is on the way to go do a little bit of exploring, wondering where he's heading off to.
Well, I can actually see the point if he could find Hawksness and there's something viable on the Hawksness spike tile to grind, that could really start pumping up your levels real fast. If it's something like an Axe Knight that you can take down in 2 or 3 hits with that flame sword he's got, definitely a viable option. And of course, you know, if you pick up a piece of necessary gear underneath it, double plus good. In the meantime, just taking down monsters as you're wandering is about the same as wandering around in the same 4 squares, taking down monsters effectively.
Absolutely, and it looks like he has found a grind spot on the mountains, which does have a higher encounter rate, so therefore is a better place and more efficient place to grind. Meanwhile, Cyberdark picking up the magic armor, ready to be a little bit more hefty going into the...
Yeah, it said the best defense is a good offense, however, having both respectable is even better.
Yeah, you're not going to win a fight just by defending. You still got to take the fight to the enemy, punch him in the face at least a couple times. So definitely good to have that defense while you're slowly gnawing away with that broadsword.
Lord of the Synth getting the next level. 3 power, 2 speed, 2 hit points, no MP. I love it! That one's for you, MDI.
Heading back into Mountain, forgetting I don't believe that's been fully cleared by anybody, but looks like going in to do a little bit of grinding, hoping for something stronger than a slime and a magician for sure. Gotta go down to level 2. I stand corrected as a metal slime shows its beautiful face. Will Lord of the Synth be able to take it down, or will it run in fear?
A 1! And it ran. And we'll be leaving without checking the bottom floor. Oh, Jerkbirds are jerks this seed with the DL2 breath.
That's not the worst thing to encounter, but definitely not good when you're low on hit points, no heals, and you're a long ways from home. Getting sent back. Probably gonna head back to the mountain to do a little bit more grind, I would imagine.
Yeah, about the only thing that would have been worse about that is if it had what we call the Wombo combo and had sleep to pair with that DL2 breath. Is Cyberdark going after that Armored Knight again? Or does he not know what's there?
No, I don't know. It's a good one. It looks like we do have an attack, but let's see. And punched back to the castle. Says, get out of here. Not happening today. You're not rescuing the princess. Go eat your Wheaties before you come.
Yeah, I haven't seen any skills out of that armored knight, so he's just a big bag of hit points and pain at the moment.
Hey, we've got Braxis taken down, a metal slime. That's definitely gonna help bring up to level 8. Fantastic. Getting that notification of nothing of value really there as far as spells go. Not getting that heal you need just...
No, but that 17 attack power will definitely come in handy.
Meanwhile, we've got Ferran has just been kind of hanging out in the same spot. It looks like Ferran's got his system on a loop over there, just hanging out, getting his levels, grinding away. What do you think? Maybe go up to level 11 and give it a shot?
Well, he's gonna need, 2175 for level 11. At level 10, still does not have heal, much less heal more. Specters have heal more.
How are you gonna go and have heal more before we get it, Spectre? That is not cool.
That definitely makes Specters much less attractive as a grinding option. They also apparently have Baby Breath as well, which not as dangerous, but still annoying, especially without a heal.
Cyberdark taking a grind in the swamp. Been fighting a couple metal slimes over here. It may be a viable idea as long as they stay around long enough for you to kill them.
There's one hit. There's 2 hits, and he's down! Another 255 experience points, bringing him up to level 9. Right now, Ferran Burgundy does have a commanding lead in experience, having done nothing but just plain grind in the same old area.
Yeah, but that experience, that's not necessarily the only go-to. With having a flame sword and a magic armor, if Lord of the Synth takes it a level earlier, may just avoid that whole grind altogether and could bring it right back up. So just because there's an experience lead does not mean a game lead by any means.
Absolutely true. You never know. And is Lord of the Synth actually going to try it? No, apparently Lord of the Synth is going to start grinding in Swamp Cave. Yeah, he's going to want something a little bit bigger than a magician. There's a Wraith for him to take on.
Alright, Ferran Burgundy should be on the fight that brings up level 11, so I'm excited to see what's coming. And another fight. My math was off. I do apologize.
That's okay. This Warlock will do it. And it's a one-shot drop, so there we go. Let's see. Courage and Wit has served thee well. Power by 15! Dex by 5, 2 hit points, 15 MP, and a spell of heal and heal more in the same level!
I think we're gonna have a rest and an attack. What do you think?
I think he would have to. I don't see any other option at this point. He's got enough strength to be able to do it. He's got enough everything else. Wait a minute, where are you going, dude? You need to restore your MP and HP for... No, he doesn't care. He's just gonna go for it.
It's gonna be nice. What was that? 34 MP it looked like? 30 something MP. We've got at least 30 MP. So we've only got 3 heal mores to go through.
Yeah, but with an attack power of 110, he's going to be doing some respectable damage to this bad boy.
Oh, absolutely not free at all, but at least worth a try.
And if he dies, he's at full hit point and full MP and should be able to have it as a fairly free fight.
Taking the risk with 27. I think he will be fine. Gonna do a quick heal more, go back at it. So we're looking at potentially 2 swings between each, or a swing and a heal more. Can he?
No! Armored Knight hits for 34. Max hit drops him. But that just means he can just go right back into it. He's got full HP, full MP. There should be nothing stopping him at this point.
Except for 47 HP. 47 HP, that means that he's hitting for 30. You don't have enough to take another hit. You're swinging and hoping at that point. You can only take 1 hit. You can't take another one while you heal.
Oh, you do have a valid point. With a max hit of 34, 47 does not guarantee 2 hits before you have to do it again. It looks like he is gonna go ahead and make a second attempt, though.
I mean, if he can get low rolls, this is what I was talking about earlier. Just because you have an experience lead does not mean you have a lead. If he were to get low rolls this whole time, he can take it. But obviously, Lord of the Synth would have the exact same possibilities. So let's see a low roll or a defeat. Let's make this.
Speaking of excellent moves, Cyberdark takes out a Wraith with one, unfortunately. Looks like in the mountain cave, we got a torch coming up here. And then a magic key and a torch. Meanwhile, Ferran Burgundy is trying this Armored Knight again. Let's see if he can do it this time. And also remember, he's going to want to have enough MP left over after doing this to be able to cast outside. Oh, big hit. Drops him, takes him out. Yeah, you're right. He may need another level with some more hit points to be able to successfully do that without a lot of luck.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to get through that right now. Maybe try again, it looks like, just to see if you can get that luck. But that's really what this fight is going to come down to for Ferran right now, with only 47 hit points. Luck. But, you know, gonna try it. Definitely gonna try it and give it his all, unless he's gonna do some grinding. Cyberdark making way back into the swamp. Level 10, not gonna be enough, as we've definitely seen, but that is where the grind for the metal slimes has been. So we'll see if he takes a turn to the swamp, or if he goes at, I'm sorry, a turn for the night, or if he stays there and does a little.
Yeah, I don't think they've got the hit points to take him down there unless they get incredibly lucky, which...
And a 21 out of 22 is incredibly lucky for sure. Let's see. It's getting close, but we've only got 2 more heal mores left after this. And he did it! He did it!
Done well. Now, can he survive getting to the princess?
He's got herbs and he's got some MP to cast outside, and this little slime in there trying to stop him. Not gonna happen. I think we're gonna see our first contestant, our first winner here with Ferran Burgundy. GG on that.
Meanwhile, Braxis Muse dying in the attempt. Now
And
he
I had
has. This is the risky walk. He doesn't have enough MP left for a return spell. He can still go down if he gets very unlucky.
full HP. It looks like he made it through. A little magician trying to stop him. Not happening today. Making that glory walk, carrying the princess. This is a sight to behold. It's actually the Dragon Warrior that's getting carried away because Ferran chose to play as the princess, giving him to the king. GG. Everyone get your hypes and GG out for our leader, Ferran Burgundy, taking it.
Oh, what a lovely corset. Let's see if
And with
he's
official
wanting-
SRL time of 45:33. Good job for that. And I'm sorry I cut you off.
was gonna see if we can get Ferran in here to get his commentary here. Meanwhile, everybody else, of course, is doing their grinds, have pretty much come to the conclusion that until they get some kind of healing, it's just not gonna be viable for.
Hey, we've got Ferran in the chat. GG. Well done. Congratulations, Ferran.
Oh, thank you. I'm a little surprised because I could tell that it was going to be rather jetty. Once I saw that the... Oh, where do I start here? Once I saw that the cursed belts were there in the throne room, or not the throne room. Well, there was one in the there was one in the throne room, but in the treasury, and yeah, I know my mind's racing at the moment here. Where's my Adderall when I need it? No, when I saw that there was the cursed belt, actually it was a great setup. You had a cursed belt, an herb, magic key, and gold all in the treasury. I thought, all right, well this sets up all kinds of things. You can do the gold grind from there. Rimuldar wasn't too far off. You had the broadsword, the magic armor to at least be able to get some semblance of defense. And I figured whoever was able to put all of those together and find the most efficient grind would have been able to do so. I didn't do too much wandering once I saw I had all the pieces that I needed, because I figured, all right, it was just a matter of grinding and getting those levels as quickly as possible and being the first. Whoever got to heal more first was going to win. That was pretty much my mindset around level 8 or 9, once I had all the other pieces together.
And that's exactly what happened. You had the experience lead, you hit level 11 with both heal and heal more in the same level, and yeah, I mean, you didn't have many hit points, so you had many turns where you just had to double heal or even triple heal before you were safe enough, and taking some risks, but it paid off.
It was definitely a gamble. I was concerned that it would have been a really lengthy grind to get to 12. I think I needed 760 experience. Where I was at, it was a very efficient grind for those levels that I was at. I mean, that zone that I had, it had the slimes I was constantly running away from. The scorpions were efficient for the most part, but once I got past 1600, I thought, all right, these aren't worth it anymore. But those warlocks, specters, and wolf lords, they were a very efficient grind. I just really didn't think at that point in the race, at 45 minutes in, that spending another 10 minutes to take on, what would that be, another 15 plus wolf lords, and that's not counting any other enemies there. I mean, you're looking at probably another 25 victorious battles, give or take. I just felt like that was going to be arguably or questionably too time-consuming. I figured with the damage range that the Armored Knight was doing, it was going no higher than 37, it was going no lower than 18. I thought, all right, if I can get a couple of those teen rolls in a row, I was hitting pretty hard at 110 attack power. I figured, all right, the gamble was definitely there, as I was hitting 16 to 33, and I think it took that max roll of 33 to take out the Armored Knight at the end. I think I only went 4 rounds on it because I was rolling so high.
Yeah, it was a good fight, and we were talking about it as we were going. Is he going to go back? Is he going to take that chance again? Barely enough hit points to take it. And while you were doing your grinding, I was making the comment. It looked like you had your player on loop, and you were just sitting there in the same spot for quite a while, and didn't really feel the need to go exploring anywhere else either.
Well, it was a gamble that maybe there was a better grind somewhere. Let's see here, now as I'm looking in the chat here. Yeah, the forest area that I had, it was between it was right around Garen's grave is where I'd found it. I did see some drolls, although they did run, what, did they have DL2 breath or something?
Yeah, so did the jerkbirds.
Oh, okay. The only jerkbird that I had seen was while wandering through the grave, just to open another chest to make the grind easier in case I misremembered something. I happened to get down into that second level of Garen's grave, and there was a Magi Wyvern, but I was able to get away from that and some Axe Knights. So there was definitely some good run luck that came my way along with everything that had gone on.
So while we've been sitting here talking, we've got Cyberdark has hit level 11, has that heal and heal more. Looks like maybe going off to find a way to die.
And so did Lord of the Synth, just picked up level 11 as well, saw what he's got, immediately casting Return, and will probably make his attempt as well.
Yeah, but knowing how good, I mean, I've known Cyberdark and Lord of the Synth for a long while now, probably almost as long as I have been part of this community, which goes back, golly, about almost 2.5 years at this point. I know that they are extremely good runners. I knew that I would have to take some calculated risks in order to finish decently here.
We got a question in chat saying how long is it going to take until they try for 12? I mean, it definitely was risky going in there. That was your third attempt on them? Were you going to keep just wailing at it? Or were you going to go for another?
At that point, I had figured, all right, being a fan of professional wrestling, we're used to 3 counts. So I figured if that if that didn't work out after the third try, I would have gone for the grind to 12. And it just happened to fall in my favor.
Interesting. Braxis Muse, doing more exploration, taking things out along the way, has found Charlock that does have a lot of chest. If he can manage to pick up the big stick or the Erdrick's armor, that could actually give him an advantage in that final fight.
Yeah, I didn't leave it to Angel FM to throw. No Biggie Langston gimmick. No King Kong Bundy gimmick with a 5 count. No, nothing like that. Ooh, and Cyberdark getting a nice hit on a Metal Slime, so that's certainly going to help. And Synth, meanwhile, falling to the Armored Knight, and now let's see what Cyberdark does, although that'll certainly help there. Already just a little over 500 away from level 12, should he choose to go that direction. See, I'm just taking over a play-by-play. I don't mean to. It just sounds like it as soon as I talk here.
You're just such a natural at it.
Yeah, I just talk normally, and it sounds like, oh, he just slipped into commentator mode. No, that's just how I talk. You know, Samuel L. Jackson has a certain way that he talks. That's just how I talk.
Like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
you come in and you Morgan Freeman us. I want you to explain exactly what's going on to the minuscule detail of something just simple as fighting a slime. It would be machetes.
Well, in this case, the Lord of the Synth opted to run away from the slime, and the Metal Slime opted to run away from him. Cyberdark making that trek down the back of Tantagel Castle to the stairs.
Braxis Muse looks like he's gonna try to get back out to Charlock, see if he can't pick up some gear to be able to increase his capabilities, I'm betting.
Yeah, we still don't know if Braxis has any weaponry or anything better than the clothes. I don't think we saw any sort of gold grind or anything on his screen, so I don't think we're looking at a go for that. You just gotta. Meanwhile, Lord of the Synth is taking on the Armored Knight and hoping. It looks like got knocked down to 3 hit points. If he can get another couple good rolls on this, may be able to take this.
Well, here's the concern on Cyberdark's part. As noted in chat here, Cyberdark going with a strength agility build, there's that slightly extra bit of defense, but only 57. It looks... I think it's because neither of them found the dragon scale. Or actually, no, Cyberdark did. Okay. But
Lord of the Synth taking a chance, hoping for the best. Unfortunately, matching 31 damage. The Knight could take it, and the Lord could not.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
yeah,
go
unfortunately,
ahead.
yeah, unfortunately, Lord of the Sin, Cyberdark dying in tandem. Unfortunately, not able to be living on a prayer here.
Not at all. Now, the challenge that both of them run into, which I had run into as well, though there's a little bit more of a challenge for Cyberdark, with both of them, and this is some number crunching thing that some people like, some people don't, but yeah, these are the statistical calculations here. With the 57 defense, the Armored Knight's going to hit them for 19 to 38. With a max HP of 45, I think that's going to be a little too much for Cyberdark here.
So a question in chat by Smashy. How'd Ferran win? I believe magic and lots of luck would bring that through.
Yeah, there wasn't a crit necessarily. It was just good luck with damage rolls on both sides. I was hitting high, and, well, so too was the Armored Knight, but there were a couple of instances where it hit low enough that I was able to... I think at one point I was down to 1 or 2 HP based on the damage, was able to get a heal more out of it. Thank you, Carlo, for that wonderful assessment in chat that I won by finishing first. Very technical.
We had a dual fight on the Armored Knight, and Cyberdark takes it down while Lord of the Synth gets hit back. Critical to take him down. Now, does Cyberdark have enough to get through? Has 10 MP, so can get out of there. Will be able to cast outside and then make that trek back across the swamp to see if he wins. I'm pretty sure Cyberdark has all the curse belts that he needs, so we may be looking at number 2 here, folks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did the belt grind just like Ferran did, and I believe Lord Synth has as well. Unfortunately, Lord of Synth took the risk at 26 and got hit for 27.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the Lord of the Synth looks like is going to go off and do a little bit more grinding, going to come back at a slightly higher level. That may still be in favor if Cyberdark gets taken down, but we don't know yet.
Ooh, well that's not...
Okay. Why? Okay, Cyberdark, you've already won. You don't need to mess around with the metal slime. Just go.
Well, I think it was more the metal slime was messing with him, and ooh, I didn't realize that slimes had fire. Uh-oh.
That was close. That was very scary for a second.
No, a clever note here from Zarnax42 to keep a wings. Although I don't know if did I find a wings anywhere?
There was a
think we're
wings
probably
in
on
the
the
mountain.
Angel.
Yeah, there was wings in the mountain cave.
Oh, see, I didn't even get out to the mountain cave, so that wouldn't have been an option for me.
And we do have Cyberdark coming in with an official SRL time of 58:19. Get your GGs and hypes out in chat for Cyberdark coming in second.
Now, it looks like Lord of the Synth has decided that he doesn't have the stats he needs to take on the Armored Knight and is going to start grinding again. He's going to need a total of 3,000 experience to hit level 12, though. That's going to be a bit.
And that was that was what I was hedging on. That's what I wasn't sure. I was like, all right, do I give it another go here? Or do I just keep kind of banging my head against the wall? And apparently this instance, the latter was the preferred option. Well, maybe not the preferred option, but it was the option that got the job done.
Yeah, it seemed to be the appropriate option, absolutely.
Now, with Healmore, he is able to take down this green dragon for 135 experience, so he's able to take on some more substantial enemies now, which does reduce the number of encounters needed to be able to level.
Cyberdark coming in with a raid on there. Hello, Cyberdark, and welcome. Welcome. Not like you haven't been here.
Yeah, we're gonna get him into the commentator's booth shortly.
Hello.
GG Cyberdark. Good job on that fight, swinging away, running the luck. How you feel?
Well, I think it was a mistake to grind where I did, but hey.
Your grind worked out well enough to put you into second place, so it wasn't too bad. You did go down there at level 11. Ferran also went in at level 11. So you didn't do too bad. Didn't do too bad.
Yeah, it was, I kind of wish the Metal Slimes had cooperated a bit more, but I was trying for more rates than anything else. But once I realized I couldn't kill it, I just said, screw it, I'll go ahead and find those, specters.
Those specters, though, I mean, with the heal mores, were kind of a brutal grind.
I only saw one heal more. Actually, I think what was worse was that after I had the princess, I found out the slime had fire breath.
Yeah, that had me scared there right at the end, right? One step away from the stairs.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
I think everyone's heart was skipping a beat on that one.
So now, when you we asked the same question of Ferran, when you went in and you fought the Axe Knight, or I'm sorry, the Armor Knight, you got dropped. You went back, you got dropped again. What was going to be your turn point to either keep banging your head on the wall or go out and get some more life?
I kind of was fishing for a crit, honestly. And after so long, I said, okay, enough of this. I have to get another level. And I'm glad I did. The power was there afterwards.
What I was crunching the numbers. What had me concerned with your max HP, I think, being at 45, and the Armored Knight hitting for 19 to 38. Yeah, you pretty much had to rely on a crit because it was, even if it rolled for 9, you'd have to get double minimum rolls to be able to even hang in there.
So we've got Braxis actually is at the appropriate level. We know that it will work, but not with the appropriate gear. So where are we going? What are we doing with Braxis?
By the way, what was in the cave next to Breckenary? I found that right at the end.
That was Mountain Cave.
Yeah, Mountain. It was Mountain, and nobody fully cleared that either. It was painful. Lord of the Synth going up to level 12. Let's see, we got 22 hit points. That'll do it.
12 was the
Lord of the Synth gonna go.
11 was risky, but barely doable. But with an extra 22 hit points, this should be in the bag for Lord of the Synth.
Absolutely. So, this is going to be fun to watch. Definitely should be more swingy, less healy, and get this fight through much. Looks like 69 hit points. 4. That should be able to take at least one hit each time. So we're gonna see through this.
Looks like Braxis actually going to make his way into Charlock Castle.
If that's where he's going, that's definitely risky, but not a bad idea. Without the gold,
No,
going in there
passing
to
it
get
up.
weapon.
There's a town on the other side of this swamp. It's either Cole or Hawksness. No, excuse me, it's
Darrenham,
Darren.
yeah.
But that's still 3 chests.
With a cave, no less, with a cave.
Yeah.
No, it's not Freebie Cave. Lord of the Synth found Freebie Cave. There was just a torch in there.
So, Fran, did
So
you
what
do
do-
much exploration, or...?
I did not. Once I saw everything that I needed was kind of in this enclosed area, I just stuck around the furthest.
Oh, we got the big
Nice
stick.
crit.
Matching O's on this screen. We had the big stick for Braxis and a crit for Lord of the Synth. That was that's gonna seal it for Lord, but Braxis is finally getting a bit stronger to go down and take on that Axe Knight.
No, to answer your question, once I saw that the Grave was there and was able to do a gold grind and cursed belt grind, I just utilized the Grave for that. Went as far west as not before going as far west as Rimeldar, and just did a grind enough to get the broadsword, the magic armor, and the small shield, and then that patch of forest just above the Grave. That was the zone where I just hung out for a lengthy period of time, grinding on Wolf Lords and Specters. What else was in that zone? Wolf Lords, Specters, Warlocks, Scorpions, and Slimes.
So
and break out your GGs for Lord of the Synth.
Good job. Congratulations. An official SRL time, 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 32 seconds. We've got Tablet Cave over on Brax's side, only to yield us a herb. So a little bit of gold in here. Going to go back, do some grinding, probably get the armor, and head down.
I think I saw the full plate there in Garenham, so that more than likely will be Brax's play here.
Yeah, with a pseudo grind here for this gold.
Didn't realize how close he was to it. So yeah, quick take and right on out, and that'll certainly provide an upgrade from the clothes with 2 defense to the full plate with 24. So that'll bump up to that 57 number that we've seen accordingly here.
But we know that it is not free by no means. So going down in there with 47 hit points is not going to be a guarantee to take this.
Yeah, but with an attack power of 128, he's going to be doing a lot more damage. He could potentially two-shot this thing.
You gotta live through those shots, though.
Let's pump the brakes on that a little bit. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at the range of the Armored Knight. I mean, it's one of those you could, but the odds of that are pretty slim. If it rolls low with 75 HP and with an attack range with a 128 of 21 to 42, there is a possibility of two-shotting it. On average, it would take 4 attacks.
Gotcha.
Well, we're gonna check out. We're gonna check out Sharlock now, and never mind. Went down, found a magic key, and is going to be going into the Sharlock treasury to see what we got. If we can get the armor, this would seal it. Not a whole lot of other places where it could be. GG, Lord of the Synth, good fight.
GG.
This seed is such a tease. The only thing I needed by like 27 minutes in was HP.
I assure you, you were not alone in that feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, we have cleared Sharlock and no Erdrick's armor. So are we gonna see Brexus go down with just the full plate, or continue doing exploring? There's not a whole lot left. We've only got goodness. What do we got left for a cave? Bottom of grave, maybe?
There's bottom of grave. Don't forget, there's also coal and Hawksness that haven't been found.
That's true. That's true, but that's a lot of exploration without the potential for a lot of...
So, yeah, you saw me mix up a variety of strats because I couldn't find a good grind spot.
That mountain spot was looking pretty good for you for a minute. It wasn't much different than what Ferran had going on his. Ferran basically put himself on loop for about 25 minutes and stayed in the same 8 squares and a...
Yeah, I should have just stayed in the mountains because I could one-shot the Wolf Lords early, and they were showing up quite frequently. But you saw me futilely, going back up to that desert spot to get Wyverns. And later Wraith Knights.
Well,
Better than
Braxis
farming
Muse
rates
just
and-
two-shotted an armored knight out in the overworld, so I'm guessing that's going to indicate to him that he should probably go ahead and get this taken care of already.
I think that was a oh hey wait a minute moment for him for sure. Oh I can do this. Let's do this.
I'm surprised to see that everyone else is going to finish at 11. You saw me make several attempts at the AK on 11, and I just couldn't get the min rolls to happen.
It was
Well,
a luck roll for all of them for sure.
Well, for Faran, it was just he got lucky with high rolls and the armored knight getting low rolls. For Cybert Art, he critted.
Yeah, that's what I was actually hoping for. So yeah, I just after like what was it like 5 or 6 attempts, I'm just like, okay, I got to go grind level 12. Fortunately, that had plenty of HP.
Yeah, 22 HP gain, I think it was. That was
Yes.
more than enough. And even in here in the booth, I saw that and went, "Yep, 12 was definitely the definitive level."
Did
My
anybody
goodness.
find sword or armor?
Braxis just found Erdrick's sword. It was in the back of Garenham in one of those 3 chests.
Okay, yeah, I stopped looking for stuff. Obviously, quite early.
Yeah, but nobody has found the armor, so we don't know where that is. Braxis on his way through the armored knight, getting hit pretty hard. So we're gonna have to see a low roll from the armored knight for him to take the chance.
Oh,
And
he
starts-
gambled.
You know, but with that though, and with taking out the armored knight in the field, I don't think there's gonna be much hesitation to go right back down in and try.
Yeah, that was a unfortunate back attack that happened. If I was him, honestly, I would have tried to just run, heal up, and then try again.
Although running from an armored knight, not exactly the easiest of feats.
No, they're quite nimble for such heavy fellas.
Yeah, apparently the armor is more along the lines of under armor as quickly as they move.
It could be like the fairy armor from Highlight.
We don't discuss that game.
Have I spoken that which should not be spoken?
Let me put it to you
Wait
this
a
way.
minute now.
Back
Oh,
in
what?
days, yeah, when I had my NES, I ended up getting quite a few games that were perhaps less popular. That being one of them. Ooh,
Did
Braxis
take
Muse
down
does
the
get
metal
that
slime, so
Just shy of
getting
12.
close to that. With a back-to-back metal slime, can we see another one?
Well, it seems to be sticking around. If he can land this will get him his level. Unfortunately, it runs away, but he only needs 20 experience to level almost anything at this point other than a slime will give it to him.
And
There's
as
a
soon as,
wraith.
There it is.
as soon as he sees the 22 hit points, quick heal, taking down the armored knight. This will be over.
This should be academic.
Yeah.
I see, Ferran, you only took 11 deaths.
I wasn't keeping count, but apparently I didn't take a lot of deaths, yeah.
I got sniped on the overworld over and over again.
Well, part of it was my kind of exploration was very contained. I went no further west than Rimeldar, and that was it.
Okay,
Braxis going into the fight, has gone 2 hits, is going for the 3rd, taking it out without any problems. Plenty of HP and MP, gonna get through this one. Everyone get out your hypes and your GGs.
Yeah, I went as far as Hawksness and the area around that, and made one foray to the other
Oh
side.
no! Does not have any keys left.
Oh no!
Oh.
I had spoke too soon. What have I done? And with casting outside, instead of fighting back through the armored knight, that door is going to be closed. So, has to go and find a key in Rimmel.
Fortunately, Rimeldor is just right around the corner from the castle, so it is an easy pickup, but that has to be extraordinarily frustrating to finally take down this monster that has beaten you and has bullied you all of this time. only to fail for want of a key.
Think of it as a grudge match rematch. Liked beating it up so much, gonna come back and beat it up again.
Oh, did you guys also like me failing to run from a magician on the way to the AK that last time?
Well, after I got the princess, I just walked down through and tried to fight a slime and then found out it had fire breath.
Was that a run block from the slime?
No, it was a quick
It
fight.
wasn't. I'm glad I was able to run from it, actually.
It was a preemptive
Oh, it was a
attack,
back
fire
attack,
breath.
okay. Proving once again that agility is just a suggestion. Oh, was it dodge? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a dodge, but I had never seen the fire breath up until then.
Better a dodge than a fort, I suppose.
And with only 2 MP left in the bucket, did not even have enough for a regular heal spell.
And Braxis almost made the mistake, only picked up 1 key in Rimmeldor, and just about walked back down in there without picking up a... So I'm going to remain silent on this one so I don't curse anything again, because I seem to have had that effect.
He's got enough curses in his inventory.
Metal Slime is refusing to let him go. He just wants to get to the end. Metal Slime had to stick around, decided to beat it up, and took it down. Unnecessary XP, but better than it not running.
Well, I'm a step out of the booth now. Congrats on the win, Fran. GG.
Oh, thank you, GG, and
GG, Synth.
now we get to get our late 70s on as Three's Company comes our way next week.
Initial thoughts about that?
Well, I won't make any more corny jokes as CD Improv and Cyberdark less than thrilled about it, but no, it's interesting. That is actually a flag set that I haven't played before, so I'm gonna have to definitely get some practice in on it.
It's interesting that it is open, Charlock, but not short. So you're going to have to go through all 7 levels with the princess in tow, which could get interesting. And there goes the armored knight. Fairly trivial at this point. Has gone ahead and rescued the princess. Has enough MP for his outside and return. This should be all but in the bag at this point. And break out your GGs, everybody. Braxis Muse. Uh-oh. He has... Oh.
Going to the
Oh.
throne room, Brax. Going to the treasury.
Doesn't have a key for
Doesn't have
the
a key.
treasury.
Doesn't
Gotta
have a
go
key
back
for it.
and get
Oh my
another
God.
key to get
Hey,
in the
Go to the
treasury to
top of
get a
grave.
curse
Go
spell.
to the top of grave.
Don't risk
He
it in
got-
grave. You go in grave, you get killed.
Oh, you could have killed. Yeah. Oh no.
At least he caught it before he turned in the princess.
Valid point.
Yeah, now he's gonna go to Rimuldar, pick up another key, return back to the castle, pick up the belt that's in the armory, and he'll have it. But man, how close was that?
Oh wow. I don't mean to laugh at the situation. It's just one of those just shocking turn of events. The emotional roller coaster that Brax has to be going through with all of these highs and lows, peaks and valleys. Wow.
Has found the curse belt in the right
Wait a
chest.
second.
Didn't pick up anything else.
Wait a second. He didn't have to discard that fairy water.
He used the fairy water.
Ah, good.
Yep, there it is.
All right, get your
GGs and a
GGs and
sub-80.
hypes, everybody. Thank you for that wonderful heart-pounding run, Braxis. And we have an official SRL time, 1 hour, 19 minutes, 32 seconds. Hype, GG. So I'm going to take a quick moment here for everybody out here while we wait to see if we can get Braxis in the chat. I want a big thank you and shout out to Sneaky the Lost as covering for me when I disappeared. Big shout out to our runners for sure. Be sure to give them a follow. Our restreamer CD Improv and our trackers Zarnax and Angel_FM. Good job, you guys. Thank you so much for this event. And we have Braxis in the chat. Hello, Braxis.
Hello.
GG, and congratulations thinking ahead and checking your cursed belt inventory before you went through. After all that you had to go through, it would have been a shame to see you not have that inventory.
Yeah, I actually made a note actually next to me that I only had 7 belts, and I wanted to just be certain before I talked that I didn't grab another one. But there at the end, I actually miscounted the keys. I thought I actually had one additional key, not accounting for the one that I had to open up in the back of Tanticle to get down there. So I didn't have the one for the princess. So rather than just going behind Tanticle and grabbing one, I kind of felt like at that point I deserved the walk of shame to Remoldar. So.
Oh, so that was intentional by you, not...
Yeah.
Well, and that was, you almost bypassed picking up another key. I noticed in Rimmelsdor you picked up only one key, and then you used it to open up into the castle and just about went back down in there without getting another. That was a good race, though. What were your thoughts on your leveling and your material? And I had big questions and concerns, as I'm sure probably Chat and Sneaky had as well. Your early reset.
Okay, so like the reason behind that is I used the fairy water at the beginning to kill the Magidrake, but then the only thing I could find to kill were blue slimes that were running away. So I reset in hopes to find maybe a bigger monster like a scorpion or something that would get me closer to level in case I was able to take on a blue slime. But when I saw the metal scorpion there's a really good chance that you can max roll a fairy water if they rolled low hit points and take one out for 2 levels. So that's what the resets were for there. But when I used it and didn't kill him, I had to reset because I just didn't have any strength to kill anything.
Well, I certainly can't fault your logic.
But I found the Drakies up there that seemed to be all right. But it was like the whole seed for me was like you have like a comment box and you got all these people that throw in the comments, and then at the end of the day you have somebody draw out 10, and all 10 that are drawn are like the worst case scenario, and that's how the seed felt. Like there was like little monsters that ran away, and then there were like high level monsters. Like for me, the leveling, there just wasn't anything good that I could find consistently to kill. Even though I got 2 metal scorpions or metal slimes, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, those blue dragons with the DL2 breath and those golems that were wandering around the overworld, the stone man were really out there in force hunting people down that tried to do any exploration.
Yeah, and when I saw my first thought too was when I saw Fur on in the SRL room finish at like 40 some minutes, I kind of turned back to go dive the mountain cave and Garen's grave because I wasn't able to find much else, and with him finishing so fast, I almost felt like there had to be something in there that I missed. But with those armored knights and star wyverns and red dragons, it just wasn't possible to navigate those early on.
Would it surprise you to hear that he beat it with the magic armor and the broadsword?
Not at all. What level was he by chance?
I was at 11.
Yeah, see, I tried to go at 11 too, but the concern is like even with full plate armor, if he got the like on my first attempt, he got the back attack. It was just pretty much at that point a heal more fest. But if I could get the jump on him and get like a high 30, low 40 swing, then I felt like I could get it. But only having 47 hit points at 11 was just rough.
That was the go-to strategy, it seemed, though, for Ron and for Lord of the Synth, because for Cyberdark, because that was just luck, and there was a few runs and a few attempts for Ferran before he finally got it, including a 1 hit point less attack than Max, and so he got lucky. It was definitely a lucky to take out at level 11.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, GG to everybody, but like I said, that seed, I've played a bunch of these over the course of the last couple weeks, and you either get a really good one or just a really bad one, and I mean, there's just no really in between there for me on these seeds. I mean, my goal coming into week 3 was getting a seed and actually being able to finish it, because sometimes the seeds are just so terrible you want to reseed, but somebody must have broke out and you don't get one, and just being able to finish sometimes is good enough for me.
Absolutely, and GG on your finish. Good job. So with that, is there anything else to be said other than our beautiful outro?
Well, do stay tuned. We've got another race coming up this evening right here in this channel.
That's right, coming up in 30 minutes. We've got another race coming up, so don't go anywhere. Be sure to give these runners a follow, our behind-the-scenes crew, tracker, commentaries, all of us. Check us all out. Have some fun if you enjoy this content. And of course, if you're new here, give this channel a follow to see more of these runs and turns. So it seems like that's going to be it then. So if no one objects, go ahead and say goodnight to everyone. I am the Wicked Viking here with Sneaky the Lost, and for all of our crew, thank you guys so much for being here. We'll see you next time.